have the greatest job in the world because I get to meet interesting people, amazing people, outstanding people. And this morning is no different because for our diaspora check-in this morning, we will speak with Dr. Tashnian Dubroy, who recently became the first black female board chair for the National Association of College and University Business Officers based in the United States. We're not tired already after that. Good morning, Doc. How are you?
Good morning, Neville. I'm doing so well. Great to see you.
It is amazing to have you with us this morning. Congratulations on what you have achieved thus far. Brilliant stuff. But before we get there,
Yes.
tell me why you leave us, where you leave us from, what you were doing when you leave us, and where you go. Bring me up to date on your Jamaican background here.
Oh, listen, Jamaica is a country that I will always love. So I still haven't left you. So even though I may be here in the United States, I still travel back home often. But I came to the United States because my mother had already migrated. I grew up in Mapen, Clarendon, and I was born in Manchester. I went to Glenmuir Prep School, Glenmuir High, and a boy wrote me a love letter while I was at Glenmuir. And so my mother me off to Holy Childhood High School. And I graduated from there by 11th grade and did sixth form at Wilmer's Girls.
Fantastic. Hold on, man. Go back to the love letter. Don't play with me, you know. So wait, tell you, which form were you in when you wrote the letter?
I think I was in second form at the time. And he was a fourth former. My mother didn't like that at all. So she said, you know what? By next fall, you will be at a girls' school. So wasn't a bad decision. Certainly, I've been able to credit Jamaica for my foundation in education.
Did you ever speak to that young man again in life?
He's on my Facebook page, but the man is a highly married man at this time. So no, never like it.
All right, so your first move when you went away was what?
So I actually have an adversity story because when I came to the United States, it was under circumstances where my parents were no longer together. And so, you know, coming from a home that was now a single parent home, it meant that the finances were not as strong as they used to be. So I started off at a community college, Kingsborough Community College in Brooklyn, New York, because that's all my parents could afford. I was not lucky enough to get a scholarship, even though I had good grades. And I tell young people all the time, it's not about where you start, it's where you finish. So since then, I have been able to get my PhD in chemistry, physical organic chemistry from NC State University, and my MBA in marketing and finance from Rutgers Business School.
Fantastic. You have done so much. Again, I've said it already, but congratulations. So, first black female board chair.
Yes, that's right.
Congrats. How does that feel?
It felt outstanding. I mean, you know, first of all, I'm a scientist, right? That's the brain that Jamaica trained, and that's what I came here to accomplish. And so it's been really welcoming for me to be able to parlay in the finance industry. But it just gives you an indicator that you can stretch your mind to wherever it is that you'd want to. And I'm exercising that intellect, but it doesn't come without having the social capacity to do that as well, the empathy to lead. And especially at my age, I am truly grateful to the NACUBO community for electing me to this position. And I wear the flag of Jamaica very, very well and high. And so I think when they say that Jamaicans have 10 jobs, that stereotype is often true. We're very hard workers. So it's not an unfamiliar space for me to have experienced the life of a scientist, of an entrepreneur, and now an academician who is serving in this capacity.
Oh, absolutely amazing. I say sometimes, tongue in cheek, that I still don't know what I want to do in my life. When did you know that that's the road you want to take? And were there options? Was there a plan B, a plan C, or you decided,
yes,
so this is where I want it? When did you know that?
So I'll be honest with you. I knew that I wanted to be a chemist since the 9th grade at Holy Childhood.
Wow.
And it was because of a teacher that I had, Miss McCoy, who was outstanding. Chemistry was a subject that I initially hated. And she told me that I had a mental block against the subject. And once I was able to overcome it, I fell in love with the material. And so I stuck it through and continued all the way up to the PhD level. Now, business was something that was innate. My parents were serial entrepreneurs, so I watched them own a hair salon, restaurant, bar. My mother was the concessionaire at the cafeteria in Alcoa on the bauxite plant. So I really grew up around business. And so it was not difficult for me to exercise that capacity. Even as a student at Wilma's Girls, I was the kid that was selling water before water bottles were commonplace, because on sports day, it was very hard to get a cold drink. So I'd bring the ice, sell it. I used to go to the plastic factory and get the refuse plastic and make pom-poms out of them before pom-poms were being manufactured and shipped to Jamaica.
Wow.
So, my peers at Holy Childhood, or was it at Wilma's? I think as part of my superlatives, when it came time for us to publish our senior yearbook, they said Tashni was most likely to be a higgler with them out on herself. But
no, them have to call you Dr. Higler.
Exactly. But all of that is just remarkable that at that young age, my peers were able to recognize the entrepreneurial spirit.
Fantastic. In preparing for this, I also read that you foster exchange study opportunities between students here at UWI, and it says the historically black college universities. How do you do that? What do you do?
So when I was younger, at 34, I became president of one of my alma maters, Shaw University in Raleigh, North Carolina. That's where I got my undergraduate chemistry degree from.
Okay.
And then Howard University, its former president, Dr. Wayne Frederick, swept me up from North Carolina and asked me to serve as his executive vice president and chief operating officer. So I've been at Howard now for 7 years. And during my time at both universities, I've ensured that we've had a partnership with Jamaica. I did a research project with the University of West Indies, and I was able to bring students from the US to Jamaica. And we've continued that same relationship. Howard University has an outstanding history with our country, where students from Jamaica have consistently come to the university to study, and that persists today. It's also evident in my charitable giving. I give back especially to Glenmere Prep pretty often, and I've maintained a relationship with them. And I just want to ensure that kids get the same opportunity that I was able to achieve, and hopefully they can return home to contribute to Jamaican society,
Fantastic.
Whether through charitable giving or by being employed there.
Fantastic. So as the board chair of NACUBO, what are you tasked to do?
So NACUBO is an organization that represents chief financial officers of colleges and universities nationwide, meaning in the United States of America. And it's an advocacy organization. We are consistently speaking to university finances and ensuring that the policies that come from the Department of Education do not impact our colleges and universities negatively. And so I'm here to make sure that our president, Kara Freeman, is successful. And I corral our board members, ensuring that we're always advocating for the organization and being a pillar of strength for our president and our constituents.
Fantastic. Boy, I could talk to you all day. You get any rest, by the way? Because you seem to be doing so many different things. You sleep at all?
Absolutely. Wellness is important, Neville. I can't say that any louder. It's important for everybody to take a reprieve. So yes, the work may be hard, but I don't want anybody to believe that I'm superwoman. I am just someone who has multiple interests, God-given talent, and I want to make sure that while I'm on this planet, I'm able to use that potential to serve people.
Yep.
But at the same time, I take my rest when I need it.
Yep. And you're using that potential to serve people in a very big way. And I congratulate you and thank you. Anyone you want to say hi to in Jamaica before you go?
Yes, one of my very best friends, Tanoya Toiloy, and my little nephew. I want to make sure that my Aunt Gwen and all my friends from Wilma's Holy Childhood, my family members, a big wagwan to the entire Jamaican family. I know that you guys are very supportive and I love you.
I'm so impressed. Congratulations again. God bless you and your family. And thank you so much for spending time with us this morning. Be safe.
Thank you too.
Thank you. Dr. Tashnia Duproy, the first black female board chair for the National Association of College and University Business Officers, and much more. I wonder if she knows me and I related, though, eh? Huh? All right, folks, that's it for our Diaspora Check-In.